Life after 60 is often not fading, but blossoming, filled with new opportunities and discoveries. However, many make critical mistakes that can destroy the long-awaited harmony and deprive the joy of mature years. What are these pitfalls, and how to circumvent them? The answers to these questions await you next. At 60, a new chapter of life's journey opens. This is a period when many dream of reaping the fruits of their labor, enjoying communication with family and friends, traveling and devoting time to their favorite activities. Unfortunately, reality does not always meet expectations. Stresses, deteriorating health, financial difficulties, and family conflicts can overshadow the joy of life, leaving behind only a feeling of desolation. The wisdom of the ages says, "The value of life is measured not by its duration, but by the fullness and brightness of each day." To preserve the inner harmony and joy of being, it is important to avoid mistakes that prevent happiness. What are these mistakes and how to overcome them? You will find out very soon. Keep watching. After reaching the 60-year milestone, a new stage of life's journey begins, a period when the paramount importance is not a simple existence, but the ability to appreciate every moment. However, in order for these years to be filled with comfort and joy, it is necessary to avoid a number of mistakes that can interfere with the preservation of health, happiness, and mental balance. As the ancient wisdom says, at 60, a person should live in harmony with the world around him and himself, as if adjusting to the blowing of the wind, and at 70, to allow oneself what is desired without forgetting about certain boundaries. This philosophy reminds us that the secret of a happy and serene life lies in the ability to let go of all unnecessary things and concentrate on what is really important. So what are the mistakes that should be avoided? One common mistake is being overly kind. The desire to help others is a worthy quality, but sometimes it can turn into a weakness. Where is the fine line that separates generosity from vulnerability? Although kindness is a great strength, its excess can make a person a convenient target for manipulation. Many people are afraid to say no for fear of losing respect or friendship. It is important to remember that being kind does not mean letting others take advantage of you. An example is the story of a pensioner who, after taking a well-deserved vacation, tried to help everyone around him, including borrowing money. As a result, his house was burglarized, and the thief turned out to be the very neighbor whom he regularly helped. Boundless kindness makes a person an easy prey. How to avoid such a situation? One must learn to say no. The Buddha wisely observed that compassion without wisdom is like a boat without oars. The second common mistake is neglecting one's own health. It is not for nothing that folk wisdom says, "Health is worth more than gold." By ignoring the body's signals, we allow diseases to creep up unnoticed and take root. Improper nutrition, lack of physical activity, and chronic sleep deprivation are sure companions of destructive processes in the body. Buddhist philosophy confirms this idea. Gold can be found, health never. Health is the foundation of well-being, especially after the age of 60. At this age, the body requires increased attention, a balanced diet, regular exercise, and adequate rest. Even minor ailments, left unattended, can turn into serious problems. Taking care of health is not a manifestation of selfishness, but a far-sighted investment in freedom of action and the joy of life in the future. Start with small steps, daily walks, simple exercise, and a healthy diet. The third mistake is too much unnecessary social contact. Once we pass the 60-year mark, we begin to especially value our time and vitality. It is important to remember, the value of friendship is measured not by the number of buddies, but by the quality of the relationship. True friends are those who can understand you half-heartedly, who share your values and support you in difficult moments. Surround yourself with people who bring you joy and inspiration rather than being emotionally draining. Get rid of toxic relationships to make room for genuine and deep connections. True friends are not the ones who are around all the time. but the ones who are willing to come to your aid when you really need it. With age comes the realization that not everyone in your circle deserves your attention and time. Toxic relationships drain precious energy and negatively affect your emotional state. True friendship is a rare gift that brings sincere joy and warmth of heart. Be selective in your connections. As folk wisdom says, it is better to have one loyal friend than 100 hypocrites. One of the common mistakes is the loss of self-control in the family circle. Small domestic quarrels, constant criticism, irritability, and excessive demanding undermine the home coziness and destroy harmonious relationships. Over the years, people often become less tolerant of others, but conflicts with relatives only exacerbate alienation. Ancient wisdom says, shouting loudly is an attempt to reach others when you can't hear yourself. Instead of demanding deference, you should show more understanding and leniency to your loved ones, setting an example of decent behavior. True strength lies in kindness. The Buddha said, "Light comes from one who knows how to listen. Be patient and kind, for as the Buddha taught, he who quenches the flames of anger with the water of patience gains the light of harmony." Another mistake is neglecting financial matters. Money is a pledge of confidence in the future. Not caring about savings means voluntarily limiting one's own freedom. The lack of a financial safety cushion can turn even a minor problem into a real disaster. Of course, money does not guarantee happiness, but it provides peace of mind and stability. In the post-retirement period, financial independence becomes the foundation of confidence and a comfortable life. An Eastern proverb says, "Save up gold in old age so that you don't become a slave to circumstances." Without accumulated funds, even small health expenses can lead to serious financial difficulties. It is important to plan for savings and invest for the future. A simple lifestyle is not a sign of poverty, but a conscious choice. Keep track of your spending and build up your savings. As Eastern wisdom says, he who spends thoughtlessly brings misfortune upon himself. Trap number 6, excessive optimism. Undoubtedly, a positive attitude paints the world with bright colors, but its overabundance can cloud the mind, especially in relations with loved ones. Justifying their misdeeds and cherishing the hope of change for the better, we risk becoming a victim of their own illusions. Eastern wisdom warns, do not confuse hope with the expectation of a miracle. Sometimes excessive optimism creates a deceptive sense of closeness, while in fact turns us into an easy prey. It is necessary to evaluate people and their actions objectively, without embellishments. Trust is important, but verification is equally important. As the Buddha instructed, one should not turn a blind eye to the truth, no matter how unpleasant it may be. Optimism is a valuable quality, but blind faith often plays a cruel trick. For example, having entrusted a relative with your savings in full confidence that he will return them on demand, you may face bitter disappointment when these funds are used for his personal purposes. Optimism without a basis in reality is a direct path to the collapse of hopes. Be vigilant, trust, but verify. The Buddha said, "He who builds a house on sand should not be surprised when it is washed away by a wave." The 7th mistake is excessive attachment to children and grandchildren. The desire to control every step of the descendants deprives them of independence and the opportunity to develop. Care, of course, is important, but its excess often causes irritation and resistance. Children and grandchildren have their own road, their own destiny. Hyper-parenting hinders their growth and formation as individuals. It is important to give them space for their own mistakes and victories. As popular wisdom says, the lesson we teach our children is much more valuable than the legacy we leave them. Allow your children to be responsible for their decisions, while you focus on your own life and finding sources of joy. Respect their freedom so that they in turn respect yours. Allow them to make their own lives, Accept their choices, but don't forget about yourself. Misconception number 8 is to cling to the past. Popular wisdom says, the past is like a shadow, not a path to follow. When we immerse ourselves in memories, we miss precious moments of the present. Excessive sentimentality for bygone days prevents us from appreciating the here and now. As we know, the past is behind us and the future has not yet arrived. It is important to live in the present moment. Be open to new perspectives. Find pleasure in each day. Take time for activities that bring you satisfaction. Each new day is a priceless gift. Don't let it pass you by, reflecting on what has already happened. Look forward, seek new hobbies, and enjoy every moment. Life after 60 is a unique chance to know yourself anew. Get rid of erroneous beliefs that hinder your happiness and focus on what really brings you joy. Revise your habits. Let go of all unnecessary things and open yourself up to new experiences. If you would like to get more valuable recommendations that will help you live your life consciously and happily, join our Telegram channel. There you will find even more secrets to a happy and conscious life. Your happiness depends only on you. Take the first step towards it today.